Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Wiles, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's your East Tennessee weather update. I got some interesting news to share with you. Did you know that it snowed in parts of East Tennessee yesterday? Maybe you knew that. Visibility, maybe not all that bad today. Some pockets of poor visibility, perhaps up towards Scott County, into Kentucky as well, but not terribly bad when you see a 10-mile visibility there marker around McGee, Tyson, and Maryville. But if you have some fog, let me know. I would love to be able to share that with you. You'll notice the radar is pretty quiet. It was pretty active just a day or so ago. Keep in mind, most of what we're going to see today are early clouds that might be looking rather ominous, but I'm not expecting rain to come from the sky today. A couple of showers south of Charleston, West Virginia. That's pretty much all we see there. Notice there's some frost concerns in parts of the Midwest. I'm looking at Oklahoma, looking at Kansas, looking at parts of Arkansas and Missouri. They've got some frost concerns even through this morning, but pretty quiet in the Gulf of Mexico, which you always want to keep an eye on the tropics as well. Actual rainfall, about 0.06 of an inch around McGee, Tyson, but some areas around Blount County picked up over a quarter inch. How much rain did you get? Did you get a lot? And as I mentioned, maybe the rain was something we certainly need, and I do know we do need it, but maybe not necessarily maybe as spread out as it did yesterday, because it kept coming down from the north, and it kept getting colder. And colder it seemed, because we didn't get above the 57-degree mark yesterday. Did you say 57? Yeah, it was 57 degrees. That was the high. Did you know, because I'm a note taker, yesterday, 57 Knoxville was the coldest day since the 23rd of April. Nobody told you that? That was like almost 6 months ago. The 23rd of April was 55. Yesterday, 57. So I don't know if you like those cold days, if you're like, oh, I didn't know I'd have to pull out a jacket like that. Yeah, that's kind of what we had. And because it was so chilly here, naturally, suspectedly, that it would have been a lot colder in the higher elevations. How about 3 inches of snow or more? That's what the manager of the Mount LeConte Lodge had noted, was over 3 inches of snow. Pretty picture, but if you're up there, enjoy it. I know there's a lot of winter fans. Now, some of you may remember more than 2.5, 3 weeks ago on my premium side, I kept saying it, even though I was mentioning it. I said, if it was going to snow in less than 30 days somewhere in East Tennessee, would you want to know about it? Ta-da! There you go. So one of the benefits of having premium is you get to know some of these things long and well in advance. So I'd love to share that with you. I'm also going to be putting out my winter weather outlook very soon, so I hope you'll be joining me for that later this month. By the way, it's back. Oh, I got to say it's back. It's delicious. It's the orange creamsicle milk. It's back for a limited time, and we're still celebrating the beloved orange creamsicle milk. Have you gotten your first sip of the season yet? Oh, yes, we took away the victory. We won over Texas A&M, but it's all about the Vols this time of year, as we know, but it's also available for a limited time. Only at Wiles, orange creamsicle milk. Check it out. Love it. It's delicious. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better with Tennessee cows. And dare I say, it's back, as well as the eggnog. Ooh, I picked up a quart of that the other day. Yeah, I mean, the eggnog is back, and it came out long before Halloween. So you got two good reasons, well, multiple reasons. You can grab some coffee, hot coffee, and all sorts of goodies at Wiles. And if you're new to East Tennessee, there's probably a Wiles pretty close to you. Check them out. They've got some great things you can pick up, including the orange creamsicle milk. I'm a big fan, as you can probably tell. By the way, we talk about the LeConte snow. How much snow did you get yesterday? So I didn't get any, but let me know. I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube Live, both at the same time. Good morning, Danny. He says, David, hope you're having a great day. Go Vols. Hashtag Go Big Orange. Big game against Alabama. Of course, we know it's an away game, but it's going to be a big game all the same. I'll talk about that coming up this week. Good morning, David Aldrich. Says Esther. She's got 51 degrees in Washburn. Have a great day. Felicia says, happy Tuesday. Chilly in South Knoxville this morning. Have a great Tuesday. And Fred saying good morning. A good day for Wiles coffee. Fred is right on the mark. I believe he's right. Fred is absolutely right. Great time to have some great Wiles coffee. And when it's cold in the higher elevations, why not? I saw some snowflakes on some of the cameras there at Newfound Gap yesterday. So there was some snow that came way down. By the way, I'm expecting another big rainmaker this Friday. Some of you may have seen it already show up on my 7-day when you saw it online. If I said a ½ inch to an inch, would you believe me? Well, some of the data didn't support that much, maybe a little more than 3/4 yesterday. Now it's just over an inch. So it's going to fluctuate, but I still think the ½ inch to an inch is a reasonable expectation of rain that we can pick up on Friday. And it may make it for another gloomy day. Now, could we get some thunder on Friday? The answer is yes. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right away, we could get some thunder. Yes, that is a possibility, but we'll be watching that as well. By the way, I'm also on YouTube. I see Crafty Adventures from Felicia. She says, have a great Tuesday. She's on here. We're talking about the rain possibility increasing by the end of the work week, about Fridays when all this will take place. Most likely, be prepared for a soggy day to end the work week. Right now, it's 48 degrees out the door, but only 42 in Oak Ridge. Now, that's funny. Yesterday, it was flip-flop. Knoxville fell to 41, and Oak Ridge was 48. What in the world's going on? Well, there's some variability, right? Some of the clouds could play a role in what's going on, but I was expecting a low around 43 this morning, and we've already dropped a degree below that in Oak Ridge, but it's close to 58 or so. Maybe that's bogus, I think, in Rockwood, but 46 in Crossville, 48 in Middlesboro. So we've got some chilly air, no doubt, in the mix, and the upper 30s for Athens and Madisonville. So it is a cool morning. Yeah, I think Rockwood's having some issues, but I can tell you this, it is 3 degrees warmer now than it was yesterday morning, but 7 degrees colder in Oak Ridge. Like I said, Oak Ridge never got below 48 on Monday morning, but now they're at 42. So 7 degrees cooler, parts of Anderson County. Just be prepared. You're going to want the light jacket this morning. It's 48 in Knoxville, 44 in Chattanooga, but upper 30s Jackson. It's like a warm tongue of air between Lexington, Nashville, and Huntsville, as they're in the low 50s at this hour, while they're in the upper 30s, as I mentioned. In Jackson, it's 48. In Johnson City, starting off here at 646. Here's where we're going. If that's where we are, tell me where we're going. We're going to 64. That's it. Well, that's better than 57. You got to hand it to, going from clouds to sunshine, better to reach 64. When the normal high this time of year is 71. So we're not in the low 70s today. We'll be in the low to mid 60s. I think that's reasonable. And it might take a couple of hours from now before the clouds start to break in a significant way to bring in more sunshine and some scattered clouds for the drive home. But just not as cool. Not as cool as 57. I think we'll take what we can get each day as we get it. Now, I'm looking at some of your comments. Wanda Poe, she's back on the call. She says, I got a great granddaughter just now born. Well, congratulations. You're not only a grandma, you're a great-grandma. That's a significant landmark. Not everybody can reach the greatness that you've reached, Wanda. Thank you so much for letting me know. That's awesome. Congratulations and prayers to all involved. Janet says, good Tuesday morning. It's back to school from fall break from Hamlin County. Janet's back talking about that as well, so very happy that kids are going back. And speaking of back, did you know the orange creamsicle milk is back? And so is the eggnog. Oh, yes. But orange creamsicle milk back for a limited time at Wiles. You got to check it out. It is delicious. Let me get back to the maps. As yes, the fall leaves are certainly flying around, but do we have much wind? That's the question. The answer is no. Not a whole lot of wind to speak of. And given the cloud cover, may not have as much fog as we've had in previous mornings. But the sun will be coming up at 7:44 this morning. Look at the clouds. Oh, there's plenty of them, right? Once the sun does begin to emerge, we're going to see a lot of cloud cover, maybe some thin spots, as you can see, between Anderson and Roane County. I mentioned a sprinkle or two south of Charleston, West Virginia, headed toward Beckley, not headed here. So we're not going to continue to see the wet weather that we saw yesterday. But the sunrise, sunset time, 7:44. That's a little less than an hour from now. And then you'll notice the sun goes down now, dare I say, before 7 o'clock. Boo! 6:58. Now, maybe that's the toughest part, right? I know we will be adjusting the clocks toward the end of the month, early November. But, I'll tell you what, 6:58, that's psychological. It goes down before 7 p.m. That's no fun. That's a further distance from that summertime length of day that we had just a couple of months ago. Bus stop forecast, going from the upper 40s to maybe still upper 40s at 10 as the clouds begin to break across the area. 2 o'clock, 61 degrees. Here are my high temperatures for today. I already alluded to 64, but not everybody can expect 64, especially if you're in the Northern Plateau. I'm looking at Oneida, 59, 57, Jamestown, 59 for Crossville, Cumberland County, upper 50s for you. About 60 for Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, the Gatlinburg area may not get it, the upper 50s. 64 for Tellico Plains and 63 in Newport. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's free. Go to youtube.com/@CaptainAccurate. One of the cool things about this is one of my fastest growing platforms. I got Felicia saying, have a great Tuesday. If you want to leave me a comment, we now have 4 people. Oh, it's growing. 4 people watching it live, and we'll watch it throughout the day, as I'm sure as many people do on Facebook. They'll watch it as their lifestyle. If it's their lifestyle, watch it when you want to watch it. Clouds of sunshine today. Here's another headline. It's chilly tonight. I mean, when these clouds, and I mean the scattered clouds break, it turns quite chilly. We're down to about 40, and that means some upper 30s will be common outside of the urban areas of Knoxville, Oak Ridge, and Morristown. But it's milder by midweek. By tomorrow, we're around 70 in the afternoon, and by Thursday should be around 72. And then it's back to the 60s we go. Speaking of cooler weather, well, what might be cool is, could we get another tropical storm? The answer is probably yes. What you're looking at right now looks a little fragmented, but that little red blob represents the next named storm. The Hurricane Center has labeled it now an 80% chance of development over the next week. So over the next 7 days, this could get the name Tammy, and Tammy might be headed towards some of the islands. But there are 2 areas they're watching in the Pacific, a 70 and 90% chance of possible development well south of Mexico. Meanwhile, we look at the names. We have Tammy on deck, but Vince and Whitney may quickly follow suit if we continue on this path. But again, hurricane season officially ends November 30th. Right now, it's 48 degrees at McGee-Tyson Airport. We have 93% relative humidity and no wind to speak of. Precipitation chances, I've already alluded to it, comes in like gangbusters on Friday. So, oh man, I had some plans on Friday. Well, if you do, just be flexible, right? Just be flexible, because we will anticipate a soggy day that may include some thunder. Especially Friday afternoon. We'll wait and see as the front comes to town, but I did leave some spotty rain potentially there on Thursday at 20%. As we look at the Storm Prediction Center, I don't see a whole lot of colors on my next couple of maps, but here's the legend. The first box doesn't even have a risk category number on it. It's just no label. It's not even level 1. It's, I guess you could call it level 0, because thunderstorms in the lightest shade of green may occur in 1 or 2 locations today. You mean that's it? That's it. I'm looking toward, Arizona and New Mexico. there might be some thunder in the lower 48 today in parts of New Mexico and Arizona. That's it. I mean, there's not a lot to see here, but I can tell you this: as we go from clouds to sunshine, it will be a cool day, just not as cool as yesterday. It's looking for a high around 64. Now, Wednesday, the Storm Prediction Center must be taking a coffee break, because there's nothing to see here. On Wednesday, there's not even a rumble of thunder anywhere in the lower 48. That's pretty rare. Pretty rare exception, but that's what Wednesday is projected to see. We will find lots of sunshine as we make a run, mostly sunny at 70 on Wednesday. And then, oh yes, Thursday, we see some thunder where? Out to the far southern Mississippi Valley, stretching into Memphis, maybe Nashville by Thursday. And it does kind of slide in, even including Thursday night, maybe toward far northwestern Fentress County, and Cookeville too. Could find some rumbles of thunder, but I think that thunder possibility will be present as we move into Friday, because that will work its way from west to east. So here we are at 6:53. I may very well be finishing up here on time, but I got another note or 2 to talk to. I see Felicia say, hoping for a not totally soggy Friday and a weekend for the Cherokee Caverns Trick-or-Treat in the Cave. Wouldn't that sound fun? I would think if you're doing trick-or-treat in the cave, Felicia, you're going to be fine no matter what the weather, right? But again, being in the cave, that might be the benefit. It's weatherproof in the cave. Ed says, good morning. Have a wonderful day, and congratulations. We have, congratulations to Wanda. She is now a great-grandmother. She's a great-granddaughter now. Born, that's awesome. What a blessing that is. Absolutely. If all of us could live long enough to see great-grandchildren, you know you're doing something right. Very happy to have Wanda on the call as well. By the way, it's back. I'm talking about the orange creamsicle milk, back for a limited time. It is delicious. We're still celebrating the return of the beloved orange creamsicle milk. Have you gotten your first sip of the season yet? Big game against Alabama. Probably a good time to grab a bottle of the orange creamsicle milk, as I did this week. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. And it's also delicious when you can add eggnog. 'Tis the season. The classic eggnog that Wiles is known for is now in stores today. So it's been a while. Been out for a couple of days, I think, but I picked up a quart of that as well. Or maybe it was a half gallon. It was one of the bigger bottles for sure. By the way, here's the Futurecast. As you can see, there's not a whole lot to see at 8 o'clock. Not a lot to see at noon. I mentioned a couple of sprinkles in West Virginia. But if you look at the bigger picture, by the time we head into Wednesday, there's a warm front sliding across parts of Missouri. It's followed up by a cold front that will eventually get here as we move into the latter part of the work week. Here's 7:15 Thursday morning, which is why I left a 20% chance for rain on Thursday. This could also produce some of that thunder in northwestern Fentress County, as from the Storm Prediction Center map we just looked at. But you can see some of that does work its way in here by 3:30, possibly into Knoxville by 5. So there could be what's left of that early rain shower on Thursday will fade, but we'll get reinforcements heading into Thursday night and into Friday as this front comes in. It's going to be a very soggy, I think, on Friday. But it could see a ½ inch to an inch of rain. All right, let's take another look at the futurecast. This takes us a little closer in. When will these clouds break? Well, clearly at 9:30, they're breaking in some areas, but they're holding on in others. Still holding on in Cocke County, Hamlin County. Looks like Blount County still dealing with cloud cover at 9:30 this morning. By midday, most of us are seeing lots of sunshine. It looks nice and bright, nice and beautiful, I might add. By the time we hit 4 o'clock, we've probably reached our high temperature. Not going to get much higher at 4 or 5 p.m., but 64 here, about 59 for Crossville. Maybe nudging 65 based on this model, but still it's below average by the tune of about 6 degrees, 6 or 7. And then we head into tonight where cooling down rapidly. Should drop to the upper 30s in Wartburg, Kingston, Rockwood, 38 for Morristown, Newport. Some cool air certainly in place. By midday, or I should say midday on Wednesday, we're pushing the upper 50s to near 60 degrees and should make a run towards 70 by 4:30 on Wednesday. Wednesday looks great. Tomorrow is probably the pick day of the week because it's nice and mostly sunny, and temperatures are comfortable, if not room temperature, by the end of the afternoon. So I think you can embrace what Thursday or Wednesday will bring. Even Thursday is not bad outside of some spots of rain. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. It is 6:56. Just wrapping up here with your forecast. And I have time for some many questions that you might have. 64, clouds to sunshine, not as cool. Not as cool with winds light and variable. Today I'm looking for a high in Wartburg, 61. Morristown, White Pine, Talbot, and Dandridge, about 61 degrees. 61 for Jefferson City. 63 for Newport, as well as Del Rio and Cosby. If you're in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, about 60. Upper 50s for Gatlinburg, a little bit cooler, higher elevation. 65 in Kingston, and about 59 in Crossville, Cumberland County. Now, if you're traveling today, you're going to find pretty easy weather as it goes. Nothing as far as rain is going to slow you down in Atlanta. They'll have sunshine at 66. Columbia, South Carolina, about 70. And there should be around 69 degrees in Memphis with comfortable weather all the way on the west end of the state. Now, tonight, 40 degrees feels like it's gotten cold again, like winter's returning, right? Decreasing clouds, what few there are, becoming mostly clear, and it is awfully chilly. Normal low is 48, so we're running about 8 degrees below normal for tonight. And if you look at that from the regional standpoint, we're talking upper 30s for Crossville, 38 for Wartburg, and 39 for Jamestown. Should be in the upper 30s for Morristown and Newport, as well as Sevierville. So 40 may be academic here in Knoxville, but many of you will be seeing your breath when you start your day on Wednesday, despite the fact that it's going to be a glorious day. It's going to be nice and sun-filled on Wednesday as we make a run. But another 30 degrees warmer. We'll go from 40 to 70. Not bad. 40 to 70. Not bad to see at all for tonight. Got another note from you. I see Linda Rice. She says, good morning, David. Have a great day. Looking forward to Wednesday. Absolutely. If you can maybe sleep in just a little bit, Linda, you won't even notice how chilly it is in the morning because it will be chilly. And Wanda is asking how it pours down rain when it gets here. It'll come down on Friday for sure. I think that's when we'll be watching for the potential for some pretty soggy weather indeed. It is 6:58. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. 70 on Wednesday. I'm going to talk more about fall color tomorrow, so you want to join me at this time on Wednesday. 72 for Thursday. Does appear to be the warmest day of the next 7 because I mentioned Friday 61, a cool rain with some thunder potential. We're only reaching 61 degrees and then mid-60s on Saturday. Any stray showers would likely come earlier in the day, but mostly sunny. Mostly sunny Sunday, and upper 60s both Sunday and Monday. So a lot to take in, given the fact that we've had some interesting weather. Hey, it's snow. Usually we expect that when around Halloween it gets spooky enough that Mount LeConte, Klingman's Dome sees some snow. Well, we got it early, right? Could that be a harbinger or a canary in the coal mine for this winter? I'm going to talk more about that coming up on my premium side. So go to CaptainAccurate.com, check it out. By the way, it's back. It's back for a limited time, the orange creamsicle milk, back for a limited time. I also want to mention how wonderful it is because everybody loves a comeback story. Orange creamsicle milk had been out quite some time ago, but now they've returned it just in time for football season. It's available for a limited time only at Wiles. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24, it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. You gotta love it. And of course, when the eggnog comes back, which it's now back, you can enjoy that as well. Add that to one of the many things that you hopefully will pick up at Wiles today and tell them Captain Accurate sent you. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so whether it doesn't surprise you, we'll see you here next time. Take care.